They separate us from our neighbors and they call it social distancing. It's actually a bigger plan. It's called social conditioning. They took away our privacy. There's always someone listening. The election's planning riots for the citizens. The government has always lied. It's history repeating. But the problem is the schools dumb you down so you...
What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. I go by the name Black Pegasus. And we back at it, man. I'm going down this... Tom MacDonald rabbit hole on a couple of the joints that I missed. You know what I'm saying? Now, a bunch of his stuff I have seen. Well, I don't know if it's a bunch. I've heard a good amount of Tom. And everything I've heard I've liked, but I have not heard In God We Trust. So I wanted to go back and catch this one. And then, you know, on the channel, I want to put some of my buddies in front of his music that have never heard it before. Like you guys saw, I put Joey Sparks in front of it. I put Don. So we're going to just keep rocking with it. But this is one I missed, so I wanted to bring this one back up. So this is In God We Trust, all right? Tom MacDonald, and let's see, it's featuring Adam Calhoun, Struggle Jennings, and Nova. So it's going to be, should be on point, right? You know what I'm saying? We'll see. I won't cast a prejudgment, but I've liked a lot of what I've heard from Tom. Now, you guys, if you didn't get your order in, you probably missed the bus, but Brave 2 is out, the physical orders, and they've been promoting that, so make sure you're supporting those brothers. But let's get this reaction started. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on all the content. If you rock with the vibe, subscribe to the channel. Here we go.
40-year-old boys are back in town. 40. The boys are back in town. 40-year-old boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. Malt liquor for your ears. 40.
All right, let me get this logo down, pull the video up. Don't forget to support the original content on the channel. I'm a hip-hop artist, so I got music videos, stuff like that. I did do a remix to Rich Men, North of Richmond, if you want to check that out. But we also do original things like interviews, and we got a dope interview with Tech9. We have an interview with Ren, with Stevie Stone, a bunch of that on the channel. And we're actually working on getting a really iconic hip-hop freestyle rap legend in the building, an in-studio interview. So when you support the original stuff, you help us produce more original stuff, and that's where my heart's at. That is where my heart's at. But I do like doing the reactions and having fun with it and having conversations with you guys. So let's get this going. Let's just ride into this, man. This is In God We Trust, featuring, sorry, I'm biffing it, you guys. In God We Trust by Tom MacDonald, featuring Adam Calhoun, Nova, and Struggle Jennings. So let's go. Bring it back to the beginning because he just come in right away.
They separate us from our neighbors and they call it social distancing. It's actually a bigger plan. It's called social conditioning. They took away our privacy. There's always someone listening. The election's planning riots for the citizens. The government has always lied. It's history repeating. But the problem is the schools dumb you down so you believe them. If you try to speak the truth inside a tweet, then they delete it. Whole administration Satanists who claim they praise in Jesus. Every year there's a new name for enemies that we're facing. It's Al-Qaeda, then ISIS, and now American patriots. Who would have thought those who love the country the most would be hated on by folks who call America home? Both political parties are equally just as evil. They've been working for themselves, don't give a damn about the people. Black, white, yellow, brown, humanity needs you. Cause united we stand, divided they will defeat you. The man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust. Yup.
Oh. And A-Cal's next, and what he gonna bring? I mean, again, this is why I enjoy reacting to some of Tom's music, because I remember when we started the channel and we'd have this type of discourse, you know, the algorithm would suppress these conversations. And I noticed that when he brought in the election bar, we won't get into that, but he bleeped it out. And you know why he bleeped it out? Because Tom is smart. And I've noticed, I was like, so I'm sure when you get the music on Spotify and stuff like that, but the physical copies, because I haven't got my first physical yet, but it should be coming in. Holler. Anyways, I don't know if it's edited because I've never ordered the physical copy until recently. So you guys have to let me know, but he edits it on YouTube, which is an algorithm hack because they do suppress certain things. It's really smart, actually. It's really smart. I didn't even think of it that way. But I knew what he was saying. I know what he's talking about. I know exactly what he's talking about. I noticed sometimes they'll bleep out the curse words in his music on YouTube specifically. That's an algorithm hack. That's a freaking hack. Anyways, let's get to the conversation at hand. I mean, he's just talking about, so it's interesting because if you're new to the channel, then I could dive super deep. But to me, it's just so obvious what he's saying and what's going on in society currently. And it's just like, I don't know how old this track was. It kind of gives me like these 2020 type of vibes. Let's see, 1 year ago. So in 2022, this was released. So it's in reflection of everything that went down in 2020. Y'all know the summer of love, as we like to call it, and all the different things that happened and the ripple effect that all of that had on us. I always like how Tom takes this stance of like both parties are on some BS and they don't have your, they don't really care about you. They don't have your best interests in mind. They don't. They don't. When they tell you this is happening to the planet, they don't care about the planet. There's an agenda there. When they tell you this person is this, no, they don't care about that person. It's just an agenda. When they tell you, what else are they telling us? We need to go fight for their democracy. They don't care about their democracy, trust me. But you don't have to trust me. You just keep following the breadcrumbs. That's what he's saying. And yeah, I ain't going to go too ham on here. I am on Rumble, you guys, at Black Pegasus Raps, R-A-P-S. Check me out over there for some of my dialogue where I get a little more in-depth and unfiltered because this is the reason why I figured it out just now, just watching this. This is why Tom bleeps out his music and does certain things because it's an algorithm hack. They will suppress you. They will lower your stuff. They're tracking certain conversations being had on YouTube. You can see it. You can see it. It's interesting stuff. Anyways, let's go.
And they lying to us. Don't know who to believe. So in God we trust.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. The American dream, you guys. This is a real thing. And some people kind of boo-boo on it. But there's a reason people have come to America, the land of opportunity and prosperity for so much. Now, we're definitely in a very downward trotting moment. So we'll see if we're still that same place. But the American dream is real. This is a place where you can come and work for certain things. If you put, your work ethic and mind to it, you really can have outcomes that you can't have in other places because of the way America was set up and built. I believe in the American dream. It's unfortunate when people think the American dream is only for a select person or a demographic of people. I'm literally living the American dream. I've seen other people live the American dream. I've toured with so many rappers who are legitimately living the American dream. The really sad thing is I've toured with rappers that I look up to who would actually clown the American dream when they're literally living the American dream. Being able to even speak against your government or speak against powers that be is a part of that dream. It's interesting. But here we go.
Y'all missing what was written in them pages. That was history they wrote, now you want to change it. You racist, you hate this. Why you want us all to be locked up in cages? I can't stand the left, everything they say is depressing. Ship them to the Middle East, they can learn oppression. Believe me, I mean this quite literal. I love liberty, but I liberals. Wear a mask, stay home, complain and moan. Talk about privilege on your phone in your Range Rover, Starbucks, mango, foo-foo, whatever. The cloth I'm cut from can handle any weather. You just paper in the rain, we ain't the same. Stand for the flag, only kneel when I pray. I just pray we go back to the old days, land of the free, home of the brave.
The man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust.
Yeah. It's crazy because Adam Calhoun, he take a different approach. I feel like, you know, if you're labeling it, I'm not good with these labels. I don't care about this stuff. I just want to legitimately make this a better climate to be in America, period. But I guess if you're putting labels on it, I feel like sometimes Tom will come at this middle ground. I guess you'd call it a moderate or libertarian type stance. And Adam just comes with that right hand. And I don't blame him. He says the left, he calls out the liberals, and a lot of things you see from, I would categorize it, the progressive left. Because they're still like, dude, like, it's funny because my parents, my dad, still, rest my mom's soul, my dad still votes Democrat, hardcore Christians, believes in hardcore Christian values, boom, baye. But he's just like, I don't know if they call him a Kennedy Democrat or whatever, but he's a Kennedy Democrat or whatever that is, you know? And it's just interesting how we all get polarized and wrapped up in these classifications. That's why I was like, I don't want to make classifications. Here, let me make a classification to explain myself. Anyway, it's unique, man. It's a unique time period. But I understand why he's saying that, because the progressive left is pushing things that I even agree that could be very dangerous for society currently. So when he says that, it's just a different approach from Tom. But I'm like, if you really in the society and seeing the things that are being pushed, it's always a slippery slope. So you watch what's being pushed because you can see what's going to happen in the next 5-10 years from certain policies, certain things being implemented. Is that good for the country? Is that good for humans? Is that good for America? And that's what he's addressing there. And, man, these dudes hit it, man. And, yeah, I'm enjoying this. This is tight. This is dope. In God we trust, y'all.
I see through all the illusions, refuse to hear rumors or accept that we're losing. Easy to get caught up, consumed by the consumer. Truth is so diluted, people starve off the confusion. Comfort is the killer, your dreams execution. Cool with persecution if I make a contribution. Home of the brave look like a mental institution, and there will be revolution if we can't find resolution. And a threat is a promise, stand up, pay homage. They tell lies, I'm being honest, test of time is upon us. I know that God got us, so I'm fighting in his honor. Hear the cries of the crusaders as we're strapping up our armor. Either set a higher ground or drown in a drama. If I die for what I love, then my death will be nirvana. We fighting for our freedom, don't believe what they've been feeding. Be the change you want to see, the warrior that we're needing.
The man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust. We don't trust the news, the government, or
I don't know why that last verse, that Struggles Jennings verse, kind of got me in my feels, man. He says some real stuff that I'm not even going to talk about on the YouTube, because I know how YouTube goes. But I know what he's saying, man. And a lot of people feel the same way. And because of censorship and certain things, you don't really get to see how many people feel this way. There's a lot more people that feel this way than they would let you think. And you see it with the bot farms. I started seeing the bot farms on Facebook, on Twitter. It's interesting how they try to curate the narrative and perception through social media. What he's saying is real. It's not hateful either. It's just when you believe in something, you're willing to go that extent for it. And I feel him. I feel him. You know, I got family members that were in World War I, World War II. My dad did 21 years in the Air Force. So you look at this country a little bit different now, not perfect, you know. And I always say you got to make that disconnection from our government versus we the people. You know, I'm rocking with we the people, that concept. But that's a whole nother conversation, man. This song is dope. The In God We Trust part 2, man. In my own life, the way I relate to that is there's a part where I hit rock bottom. I lost everything, and I was in a lot of despair. In my opinion, I had nothing left. Nothing left but faith. And faith is what dug me out of that hole. In God we trust. I just could trust. And that I put my trust back in the Lord, and things started to change. And, anyways, I'm not going to get too crazy, but, yeah, yeah, it's just funny because that's what they're just saying. Like, why are you blaming us for all these things? They're saying a lot in here, actually. Anyway, let's go.
And they lying to us, don't know who to believe. So in God we trust. We don't trust the news, the government, or pharma. We just want freedom, that you have that to offer. We don't want the lies, the politics, or the drama. We just want the life that was promised by our fathers. We don't trust the news, the government, or pharma. We just want freedom, that you have that to offer. We don't want the lies, the politics, or the drama. We just want the life that was promised by our fathers. The man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust.
Oh, so this is from The Brave Part 1. So yeah, I got to get caught up because we're already at The Brave Part 2. All I got to say is I also love in the imagery. Shout out to Nova. She does all the music videos. Shout out to Hangover Gang. Bro, they included every type of person you could darn near include. And they're just showing that America's a melting pot. And I just like how they're like, you do see this in the narrative, how they try to blame rural people, like all rural people are on this crazy wave. And I don't know, man. I don't think being patriotic is a bad thing. I really don't. Being proud from where you're from. And traditions don't have to be a bad thing. There's a lot of complexity to these conversations where you kind of go back and forth, and I have all these thoughts that I go back and forth with my stance. But at the end of the day, if you can't be proud or of the place that you're from, I don't know. Should you even be there? Like, it's a tough conversation. It's just like you have to be able to see the good in where you come from. If you can't see any good, then you start demoralizing that. And when anyway, I don't know. Definitely a crazy combo that goes back and forth in my head all the time. I think I feel responsibility to be able to explain these ideas and thoughts better because I'm on a public platform. And the way America's going currently is and kind of in the downward spiral in a sense. But I still believe in the idea of America, right? All men are created equal, a land of opportunity, freedoms, independence, even the Constitution that protects us from a lot of the tyrannical things that happened during 2020. It's just, yeah, do we need a revamp? I ain't saying rewrite the Constitution. I'm just saying like just a different way we look at this place. And identify this place. Anyway, I don't know. I like this song. It made me think. It makes me think. It makes me feel. And this is what I'm on, man, because I want a place for my daughter, man. I'd like to have one more child. I don't know if it's in the cards for us, but I want a beautiful place for them. And I want to strive to help make the world a beautiful place. And I think if we can get our things together home, we can make the world a better place. We don't need to police the world, blah, blah. Anyways, I'm going to ride off into the sunset. Kudos. The Brave 2 is out, I believe, now. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe they just started sending out the physicals. But, hey, support these guys. I'm riding with it. I'm riding with it. I'm riding with it. Like, share, and comments on all the content. If you rock with the vibe, subscribe. I'm out. 40.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ boy.